Everyone knows about LeBron James scoring milestones and Michael Jordan's championship rings. Those are NBA legends written in stone. But buried underneath those iconic headlines are statistics so wild they almost sound fictional. We're not talking about the usual all-star numbers or MVP seasons. These are the kinds of stats that make you double-check the box score because they just don't seem real. From forgotten records to feats that have never been matched, let's dive into the insane NBA stats you've never heard of. Wilt Chamberlain wasn't human. When it comes to mind-bending basketball stats, no one compares to Wilt Chamberlain. His dominance in the early days of the NBA reads like a video game set on rookie mode. In the 1961-62 season, Wilt averaged 48.5 minutes per game. That's right, more minutes than are even played in a regulation NBA game, which is only 48. This was possible because he played every minute of every game, including overtime. That kind of endurance has never been seen again in the league. And his stat lines? Utterly ridiculous. Wilt once put up 45 points, 33 rebounds, and 10 blocks in a single game. And that wasn't even considered his best performance. That honor usually goes to his legendary 100-point game. But the crazy part is that it wasn't a one-off. Wilt recorded 118 games with 50 or more points in his career, more than Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and James Harden combined. Then there's the night he didn't make a single shot from the field, 0 field goals, and still managed to score 28 points, all from the free throw line. For a player often criticized for poor free throw shooting, that performance was as bizarre as it was impressive. Wilt Chamberlain didn't just dominate his era, he warped the statistical fabric of basketball. His record still stands tall, untouched for decades, and many believe they'll never be broken. The hidden legends of defense. While offensive highlights dominate social media and MVP discussions, some of the most unbelievable NBA stats come from the defensive end, and they're often overlooked. Take Hakeem Olajuwon, for example. He's the only player in NBA history to record over 3,000 blocks and 2,000 steals, a combination that speaks to his incredible all-around defensive mastery. No other player even comes close to matching that balance of rim protection and perimeter disruption. Then there's Dennis Rodman, arguably the greatest rebounder the league has ever seen. He regularly posted games with 0 points and over 20 rebounds, sometimes even pulling down 20-plus boards in fewer than 30 minutes. He wasn't there to score. He was there to own the glass, and he did it with surgical precision. His rebounding titles came during seasons when he was 6'7", playing against 7-foot centers. But he still led the league in boards 7 straight times. One of the most fascinating hidden stats in NBA history belongs to Shane Battier, a role player who rarely made headlines, but changed the way we think about defense. In a 2009 New York Times profile, it was revealed through advanced analytics that Battier reduced Kobe Bryant's shooting efficiency more than any other defender in the league. He used data-driven scouting, hand placement, and positioning to disrupt even the best scorers. He wasn't just playing defense. He was playing chess. These defensive legends may not show up in top 10 highlight reels, but their insane and often invisible contributions help to win games, titles, and respect. In a league obsessed with scoring, they prove that stopping points can be just as legendary. Scoring feats that shouldn't be possible. When most people think of elite scorers, names like Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron immediately come to mind. But the NBA has seen scoring feats so absurd they feel like myths. Yet they're 100% real. Take Klay Thompson's 37-point quarter in 2015. That's not just impressive, it's the most points ever scored in a single quarter. What makes it even crazier? He did it on 13 for 13 shooting, including 9 for 9 from 3-point range. In just 12 minutes of game time, Thompson entered a zone so rare it practically defied physics. Then there's Devin Booker, who in 2017 dropped 70 points at just 20 years old, becoming the youngest player in NBA history to do so. While the Suns lost that game, Booker's performance showed the world he wasn't just a shooter. He was a cold-blooded scorer capable of taking over any night. What's wild is that he did it in today's era, when defenses are smarter, faster, and analytics-driven. But no scoring story is complete without mentioning David Robinson's 71-point game in 1994. That performance wasn't just a personal milestone, it was strategic. The Spurs made it a point to feed him the ball every possession so he could win the scoring title over Shaquille O'Neal. That's right, he scored 71 points in a single game to clinch a scoring title, something no other center has done in such a dramatic fashion since Wilt. These scoring explosions go beyond talent. They're about timing, rhythm, and entering a mental state where the hoop feels like an ocean. They're also reminders that even in a league full of superstars, any night can turn into a historical one, with the box score to prove it. Triple-double machines that redefine versatility. In a game that often celebrates scores, triple-doubles are the ultimate measure of all-around greatness, and some NBA players have turned them into their signature. Leading the charge is Russell Westbrook, who didn't just chase stats, he shattered the record books. In the 2016-2017 season, Westbrook averaged a triple-double for the entire year, something that hadn't been done since Oscar Robertson in 1962. But he didn't stop there. Russ went on to average a triple-double in 3 more seasons, finishing with 198 total triple-doubles. As of 2024, the most in NBA history. Then there's Nikola Jokic, who's redefined what it means to be a center in the modern NBA. With his elite court vision and unselfish play, Jokic routinely posts triple-doubles as a 7-footer, something unheard of even a decade ago. In 2023, he became the first center in NBA history to average a triple-double over an entire playoff run. And he did it while leading the Nuggets to their first ever championship. His stat lines are more video game than real life, often flirting with 30 points, 15 rebounds, and 10 assists. Don't forget about Magic Johnson, the original triple-double wizard. At 6'9", he played point guard like no one else, and in the 1980s, he piled up 138 career triple-doubles, while winning 5 championships. His ability to rebound, run the floor, and dish assists changed how we viewed the position. In the 1980 finals, Magic even played center as a rookie and dropped 42 points, 15 rebounds, and 7 assists, a performance still considered one of the greatest in NBA history. These triple-double titans didn't just fill stat sheets, they forced the NBA to rethink how we define value, dominance, and versatility. Whether it's Magic's showtime, Westbrook's relentless, or Jokic's surgical precision, these players prove that being great at everything might just be the most legendary stat of all. Records that may never be broken. In a league defined by change, faster pace, new strategies, evolving athleticism, some records have stood for decades, untouched and seemingly untouchable. One of the most astonishing is John Stockton's all-time assist record, 15,806. Stockton, who spent his entire 19-season career with the Utah Jazz, was the definition of consistency and court vision. He led the NBA in assists for 9 straight seasons and ran the pick and roll with Karl Malone to perfection. What makes his record so impossible to replicate is not just the total, but the gap. The next closest active player, Chris Paul, has over 5,000 fewer assists, and he's nearing retirement. Unless a future player somehow combines Stockton's skill, health, and near 2-decade career longevity, this mark will stand for generations. Then, there's AC Green's Iron Man streak, 1,192 consecutive games played, covering 14 straight seasons without missing a single game. In a modern NBA where rest days, load management, and injury prevention are common, Green's streak feels almost mythological. He played through sprains, soreness, and even being elbowed in the face, never making excuses, just suiting up. It's not just about durability, it's about mindset and toughness in an era that demanded both. And while we're talking about mind-blowing numbers, Scott Skiles' record of 30 assists in a single game set in 1990 remains untouched. For context, even the league's best playmakers, like Steve Nash, Jason Kidd, and Chris Paul, never came within striking distance. That night, while playing for the Orlando Magic, Skiles had a perfect storm of teammates finishing shots and defensive lapses he exploited over and over. Despite the rise of fast-paced offenses and more possessions, nobody has seriously threatened that record in over 3 decades. These records aren't just numbers, they're monuments, testaments to unique players, once-in-a-generation situations, and levels of excellence that may never be duplicated.